A Haunting We Will Go is a rather fun Looney Tunes cartoon that was released in 1966, directed by Robert McKimson, with a story by Larz Bourne. And this is a Daffy Duck cartoon with another surprise character I wasn't expecting. I will discuss that in a moment when I go into the narrative in more detail. There'll be some minor spoilers here, but I won't go into too much spoiler detail. But it's Halloween night, and this little duck, who we learn is Daffy Duck's nephew, looks like a teeny little version of Daffy Duck, is trick or treating. And he knocks on what he believes to be this old woman's house, and the person who greets him is Witch Hazel, one of my favourite kind of supporting characters. And he runs back home and tells Daffy Duck that the witch is real, there's a witch there. Daffy Duck obviously thinks it's just an old woman. He goes to Witch Hazel's house and thinks he's going to meet the resident of the house, but things don't necessarily go that way. And I'll discuss in more detail with a spoiler warning in a moment. But I really like Witch Hazel as a character. This is, I believe, her last appearance, which is a shame, because she is a brilliant character. She's very entertaining and a very engaging character, and I prefer it when she's with Bugs Bunny, but Daffy Duck as well is a pretty great one, and I do like Daffy. I think the pacing is a bit peculiar because Daffy is on his way, and then it kind of slows down a bit, and we meet the other character, which I'll discuss with a spoiler warning. The reason I'm not revealing who the character is because I didn't expect this character to be in it, so it was a surprise to me. So I'll withhold that for now. But then it kind of switched back to that, and I think it lasted a little bit too long until Daffy Duck came back into it. I feel like there was too much time to the point where it would be easy to forget that it was Daffy Duck who we'd been seeing previously. But generally I liked it. It was an interesting concept, certainly not what I was expecting. I think the nephew could have been in it a bit more, and he could have played a more prominent role other than just his initial findings. Witch Hazel as a character, really enjoyed, definitely liked kind of her involvement in this. And it is good fun. It isn't perfect. There are, as I've mentioned, things about it that I would have liked to have been a bit different, but generally it was good fun. So, slight spoilers from now. I'll discuss who that character was and a bit more detail about the narrative. That character was Speedy Gonzales, and he appears out of his mouse hole into Witch Hazel's home, and Witch Hazel realizes that this is the perfect opportunity because she really wants to go on vacation, but she can't leave shop, and she decides to put a spell on some cheese, give this cheese to Speedy Gonzales, who wolfs it down, of course. And Speedy Gonzales turns into Witch Hazel, but he still speaks like himself, and it's really peculiar to see Witch Hazel moving, but to hear her speaking like Speedy Gonzales, and it's very bizarre, but it works very well. And that's the character Daffy Duck meets. He meets this cloned version of Witch Hazel while Witch Hazel is off enjoying her vacation or whatever, and things get very colourful for Daffy Duck, to put it mildly. And as I said, it's good fun. It's not perfect, but I enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it and you're a fan of Witch Hazel cartoons in particular, I think it's one that you'll really enjoy. But it's very creative, very fun, definitely unpredictable, and one that's worth a watch.